Major themes in the Book of Zephaniah. The Book of Zephaniah presents a powerful message of both judgment and hope, emphasizing God's justice, sovereignty, and faithfulness. Written during a period of moral decay in Judah, the prophet warns of the coming day of the Lord, a time of divine reckoning that will bring accountability to both Israel and the surrounding nations. At the same time, Zephaniah assures the faithful that God's mercy and restoration are available to those who seek Him with humility and obedience. A central theme of the book is the day of the Lord. Zephaniah portrays this day as imminent and all-encompassing, a time when God will execute judgment on sin and unrighteousness. The great day of the Lord is near. The Lord will bring distress on men, and they shall walk like blind men. Zephaniah 1 verses 14 to 17. The prophet emphasizes that God's holiness and righteousness demand that evil, idolatry, and injustice be addressed, illustrating that human sin cannot escape divine scrutiny. Closely related to this is the theme of judgment against sin and idolatry. Zephaniah condemns the corruption, complacency, and religious hypocrisy of Judah, declaring that both people and leaders are accountable for their moral failings. I will stretch out my hand against Judah, and against all the inhabitants of Jerusalem. I will cut off man and beast. Zephaniah 1 verses 4 to 5. The prophet warns that persistent disobedience provokes God's righteous anger, underscoring the seriousness of moral and spiritual corruption. The book also highlights the sovereignty of God over all nations. Zephaniah extends the scope of divine judgment beyond Judah to include surrounding peoples such as Philistia, Moab, Ammon, Cush, and Assyria. The Lord will be awesome against them, for He will famish all the gods of the earth. Zephaniah 2 verse 11. This demonstrates that God's authority is universal, governing the rise and fall of empires and exercising moral oversight over all peoples, not just Israel. Despite the warnings of destruction, Zephaniah calls for repentance and humility. He urges the people to seek righteousness and humility as a path to deliverance. Seek the Lord, all you meek of the earth. Seek righteousness, seek humility. Zephaniah 2 verse 3. This theme emphasizes that restoration and protection are available to those who sincerely turn to God, demonstrating that repentance is both a duty and a means of experiencing His mercy. The prophet concludes with a message of hope and restoration for the faithful. God promises to purify His people, remove oppression, and dwell among them in joy. The Lord your God in your midst, the Mighty One, will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. Zephaniah 3 verse 17. This assurance illustrates the balance of God's character. While He judges sin, He also restores and delights in those who remain faithful. Finally, Zephaniah emphasizes the universality of God's plan. The prophet anticipates a time when all nations will turn to God in unity. Then I will restore to the peoples a pure language, that they all may call on the name of the Lord, to serve Him with one accord. Zephaniah 3 verse 9. This theme points forward to the ultimate fulfillment of God's redemptive purpose, in which His glory and righteousness extend to all peoples. In conclusion, the book of Zephaniah presents a vivid portrayal of God's justice, mercy, and sovereignty. It warns of the impending day of the Lord, calls for repentance and humility, and assures the faithful of restoration and joy. Zephaniah demonstrates that God holds all nations accountable for their actions, yet He is also merciful to those who trust in Him. By balancing judgment with hope, the book encourages believers to live righteously and place their confidence in the faithful character of God, whose glory and plan extend over all the earth.